But Montague is bound as well as I, in penalty alike, and 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying or what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her right to be a bride.
Younger than she are happy mothers made.
And too soon married are those so early made. The earth hath swallowed all my hopes, but she is the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part. And she agree, within her scope of choice lies my consent and fair according voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love, and you, among the store. One more, most welcome, makes my number more. And my poor house to look beyond this night, earth-treading stars that make dark heaven light, such comfort as do lusty young men feel, when well-apparelled April on the heel of limping winter treads, even such delight among fresh female buds shall you this night. Inherit at my house, here all see, and like her most whose merit most shall be, which on more view of many mine, being one, may stand in number, though in reckoning none. Come, go with me. Go, sire, trudge about through fair Verona, find those persons out, whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay.
Find them out whose names are written here. It is written that the shoemaker should meddle with his yard, and the tailor with his last, the fisher with his pencil, and the painter with his nets. But I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ. I can never find what names the writing person hath here writ. I must be learned in good time.
Tut, man, one fire burns out, another's burning. One pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy, and be halt by backward turning. One desperate grief cures with another's languish. Take thou some new infection to thy eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Your plantain leaf is excellent for that.
For what, I pray thee?
For your broken shin.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented, and go down, good fellow.
God Godin, I pray, sir, can you read?
Aye, mine own fortune and my misery.
Perhaps you have learned it without book, but I pray, can you read anything you see?
Aye, if I know the letters and the language.
Ye say honestly, rest you merry.
Stay, fellow, I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, County Anselme and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Vitravio, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosaline, Livia, Signor Valentino and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena. A fair assembly. Whither should they come?
Up.
Whither?
To supper, to our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed. I should have asked you that before.
Now I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet, and if you be not one of the house of Montagues, I pray, come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosalind, whom thou so lovest. With all the admired beauties of Verona, go thither, and with unattainted eye, compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
When the devout religion of mine eye maintains such falsehood, then turn tears to fires, and these, who often drown could never die, transparent heretics, be burnt for liars. One fairer than my love, the all-seeing sun, ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
Tut, you saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scales let there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid, that I will show you shining at this feast, and she shall scant show well that now shows best.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now by my maidenhead, at 12-year-old, I bade her come. What lamb, what ladybird, God forbid, where's this girl? What Juliet?
How now? Who calls?
Your mother.
Madame, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I've remembered me, thou'st hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age into an hour.
She's not 14.
I'll lay 14 of my teeth, and yet to my teeth be it spoken, I have but 4. She is not 14. How long is it now to Lammas tide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd of all days in the year, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age, well, Susan is with God, she was too good for me, but as I said, on Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. That shall she marry, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake, now 11 years, and she was weaned. I never shall forget it. Of all the days of the year, upon that day, for I had then laid wormwood to my dove, sitting in the sun under the dove house wall. My lord and you were then at Mantua. Nay, I do bear a brain, but as I said, when it did taste the wormwood on the nipple of my dug, and felt it bitter, pretty full, to see it tetchy and fall out with the dug. Shake, quoth the dove house, 'twas no need, I trow, to bid me trudge, and since that time it is 11 years, for then she could stand alone, nay, by the rood, she could have run and waddled all about, for even the day before she broke her brow, and then my husband, God be with his soul, I was a merry man, look up the child, yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Julie? And by my Holidane, the pretty wretch left cried and said, Ay, to see now how a jest shall come about, I warrant, and I shall live 1,000 years. I never should forget it. Wilt thou not, Jewel? Quoth he, and pretty fool it stinted and said, I.
Enough of this. I pray thee, hold thy peace.
Yes, madam, yet I cannot choose but laugh. To think I should leave crying and say I, and yet I warrant it had upon its brow a bump as big as a young cockerel stone, a parlous knock, and it cried bitterly. Yea, quoth my husband, fall'st upon thy face, thou wilt fall backward when thou comest to age. Wilt thou not, Jewel? It stinted and said I.
And stent thou too. I pray thee, nurse, say I.
Peace I have done, God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that I e'er nursed, and I might live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
Mary, that Mary is the very thing I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
An honor were not I thine only nurse, I would say thou hast sucked wisdom from thy teats.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years, that you are now a maid. Thus then in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady. Such a man as all the world, why, he's a man of wax.
Verona summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower, in faith a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris's face, and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every married lineament, and see how one another lends content, and what obscured in this fair volume lies. Find written in the margin of his eyes this precious book of love, this unbound lover. To beautify him only lacks a cover. The fish lives in the sea, and 'tis much pride for fair without the fair within to hide. That book in many eyes doth share the glory that in gold clasps locks in the golden story. So shall you share all that he doth possess by having him, making yourself no less.
No less, nay bigger, women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris's love?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move, but no more deep will I endart mine eye, than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are come, supper served up. You called, my young lady asked for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait. I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays.
Go, girls, seek happy nights to happy days.